Man, day 3 of Shedeur Sanders versus Deshaun Watson, and it's safe to say Shedeur Sanders clearly won the day today. Deshaun Watson threw another interception, a bad pick. Deshaun Watson has not been good. Don't let them sugarcoat it and try to make it seem like it's been even or it's been close. No. Shedeur Sanders has thoroughly outplayed Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson has 3 picks. Shedeur has none. In each of the 3 days, Shedeur Sanders had the throw of the day. Each and every time. We got to get into the footage. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel. Hit the bell notification, hype the video. That'd be greatly appreciated. Let's get right.
The most expensive quarterback experiment in NFL history is officially crumbling right before our eyes, and a rookie is the one holding the match. If you pay any attention to the mainstream sports media, you will constantly hear analysts trying to sugarcoat the situation brewing in Cleveland. They want you to believe that the quarterback competition is a tight, back-and-forth battle where both guys are simply getting their reps and shaking off the rust. But the reality on the grass is telling a completely different, undeniable story. Day 3 of training camp just concluded, and it wasn't just a practice. It was an absolute changing of the guard. The tension at the facility is thick enough to cut with a knife, because Shedeur Sanders has thoroughly and undeniably outplayed Deshaun Watson. We are not talking about a slight edge in completion percentage or a few lucky throws in 7-on-7 drills. We are watching a young, hungry rookie step onto a professional field and actively dismantle the veteran hierarchy. In each of the first 3 days of camp, the throw of the day belonged exclusively to Shedeur. He is operating with a level of poise and arrogance that is completely suffocating the competition. But that wasn't the whole story, because while one player was rising to the occasion, the other was locked in a horrific downward spiral. Watching a highly paid veteran panic on the field is one of the most uncomfortable sights in football, and that is exactly what happened on day 3. Deshaun Watson is turning the football over left and right, and the mistakes are not just minor miscommunications, they are glaring, fundamental failures. Across the first 3 days of camp, he has already thrown 3 interceptions, with the latest being an absolute disaster. During team drills, Watson dropped back, scanned the field, and decided to force a wildly irresponsible pass directly into the teeth of the defense. It was a bad ball that had absolutely no business being thrown. If the cornerback hadn't picked it off, the linebacker was waiting right behind him to take it away. Throwing into double coverage when the play is completely dead is the exact type of rookie mistake that gets young players benched. Yet it is coming from a seasoned veteran with a massive, fully guaranteed contract. He is completely stinking up the joint, looking hesitant in the pocket, and failing to process the defensive rotations in real time. When your franchise quarterback is out there actively giving the ball to the defense on a daily basis, the entire energy of the team completely deflates. And what happened next would completely shift the power dynamic of the entire coaching staff. You don't bring in a brilliant offensive mind to watch sloppy football, and the new head coach absolutely refused to stay quiet about the disaster he just witnessed. Todd Monken
Taking this job over. This is Shedeur Sanders to Tylan Wallace. Got Andrew Berry right there checking it out. Jimmy Haslam right there. Another dot. That one to Tylan Wallace. Shedeur Sanders absolutely put on a show today, guys. Absolutely put on a show. We'll go one more time on that Denzel Boston.
recently took over the reins in Cleveland, bringing a complex, high-octane scheme that demands absolute perfection. During his post-practice press conference, the media could instantly sense his boiling frustration. When a reporter bravely asked if the chaotic sequence with the first-team offense was his definition of crappy football, Monken didn't flinch or offer coach speak. He fired back immediately with a blunt 100%. He publicly called out the offense for committing a staggering 9 pre-snap penalties, making it crystal clear that such an undisciplined performance is a direct reflection on the coaching staff and the veteran leaders on the field. Monken went on a passionate rant about the cadence, emphasizing that a team cannot claim to be elite on offense if they cannot even get the snap count right. Going on the same boring, predictable snap count does a massive disservice to the offensive line, allowing elite pass rushers to perfectly time their jumps and blow up the play in the backfield. He promised they would keep running the drills until the offense stopped embarrassing themselves. But the frustration didn't end at the podium. It actually started out on the practice field. The underlying tension finally boiled over during a seemingly routine walkthrough at the very end of practice, exposing a shocking level of hesitation from the quarterback room. The team was running a situational shadow drill, an exercise operated at half speed where the defense is explicitly instructed to let the offense succeed. The entire goal of the drill is to simulate getting a completion, managing the clock, and moving the chains in a no-huddle scenario. It is essentially target practice against a defense that isn't allowed to tackle or break up the pass. Yet, during one specific rep, the quarterback dropped back and simply froze. He wouldn't pull the trigger. Todd Monken, watching his offensive flow stall in a drill designed for guaranteed success, completely lost his temper. He marched right up to the offensive unit, practically
Plan. How much time did you spend heading into training camp designing that? You probably haven't plotted out all the way through camp.
I think next year will be easier. I'll say that. The first year where you take where you've been before, just in terms of, say, a practice face or a schedule, right? And then you see, we can always change. I mean, we'll practice tomorrow, and if I don't like it, hell, we can change Monday. I mean, it's okay.
Demanding them to just throw the DMN thing. When a veteran coach has to step in and remind his professional quarterbacks that the defense is literally letting them catch the ball, you know the mental processing is completely broken. It was a glaring exposure of hesitation at the most critical position on the roster. Yet, while one quarterback was completely freezing up under the pressure, another was actively catching fire. While the veteran was busy throwing the ball into double coverage, the highly touted rookie was busy conducting an absolute symphony on the grass. Shedeur Sanders stepped onto the field and completely eliminated any remaining doubt about his ability to process an NFL playbook. There was no hesitation, no panic, and absolutely no fear. He was dropping jaw-dropping dots all over the secondary, hitting his receivers perfectly in stride. In one breathtaking sequence, Shedeur fired an absolute laser to Denzel Boston, placing the ball with surgical precision exactly where only his receiver could get it. Shortly after, he followed it up with another gorgeous, layered strike to Tylan Wallace, easily bypassing the defensive coverage. The unofficial statistics from Day 3 paint a completely one-sided, embarrassing picture for the veteran. Shedeur finished an incredibly efficient 21 of 26 passing, logging 0 interceptions and completely controlling the tempo of the offense. In stark contrast, Deshaun Watson stumbled his way to an 18 of 27 finish, throwing yet another brutal pick. Shedeur is playing clean, intelligent, mistake-free football, proving that the chaotic speed of the professional game is absolutely not too much for him to handle. But his breathtaking performance wasn't just capturing the attention of the screaming fans in the bleachers. Every single perfectly placed pass from the rookie sent a quiet, undeniable wave of panic through the executives watching closely from the sidelines. General Manager Andrew Berry and owner Jimmy Haslam were standing right there on the grass, observing the entire spectacle unfold in real time. To understand the gravity of this situation,
How much do you see? Are you looking for carryover from what you from the install in the off season minicamp, or do you sort of expect a certain having to come
starting
back,
over?
Yeah,
no, both. You're exactly right. There's both of that. You're going to have some guys that have been super diligent, whether it be in the spring or then in the last few days, and it'll come back easily for them. Or guys that have gotten more reps, because not everybody's gotten equal reps. Some of the other guys, it doesn't come as easily for them, and that's why you reinstall. That's why you go back out there and practice.
You have to understand the massive financial and political weight hovering over the franchise. The Browns tied their entire organizational identity, their future draft capital, and their salary cap to Deshaun Watson, expecting him to be the undisputed savior of a cursed franchise. Now, they are standing on the sidelines watching a rookie completely dismantle that multi-million-dollar narrative in just 3 days of training camp. The stark contrast between Shedeur's effortless command of the offense and Watson's erratic, turnover-prone performance is becoming impossible for the front office to ignore. They are staring down the barrel of a massive dilemma. Do you play the guy making the astronomical guaranteed money to save face? Or do you start the rookie who gives your football team the absolute best chance to win right now? The undeniable truth is that Shedeur simply looks like the superior investment. And the environment they were operating in was about to become incredibly hostile. Dominating a training camp practice is one thing, but completely tearing apart one of the most elite defensive units in the entire league is a different story entirely. The challenge for these quarterbacks wasn't just digesting Monken's complex playbook. It was surviving the absolute monsters lining up on the other side of the ball. The Browns boast one of the most terrifying defenses in the NFL, and key pieces like elite cornerback Denzel Ward and hard-hitting safety Grant Delpit were back on the field, actively disrupting throwing lanes and disguising their coverages. Coach Monken explicitly stated how vital it is to have those caliber of players pushing the offense, noting that their mere presence completely changes the dynamic of a game. This makes Shedeur's mistake-free 21 completion performance even more staggering. He isn't out there carving up third-string camp bodies who will be working regular jobs by September. He is reading, reacting to, and manipulating a starting NFL defense that takes immense pride in confusing and destroying young signal callers. Watson, with all his years of experience, is falling directly into their traps and throwing into double coverage. Shedeur is dissecting them with the cold, calculated precision of a 10-year veteran. But the ultimate test of survival hasn't even begun yet. Everything we have seen so far has been in lightweight shells, but the true violence of the NFL is about to be unleashed, and time is officially running out for the veteran. Monday marks the very first day the team puts on full pads, meaning the speed, the aggression, and the physical consequences of holding on to the football too long are about to skyrocket. Todd Monken is methodically installing his offense layer by layer. The first day was focused on the quick game, yesterday was about triangle reads, and today the playbook expanded to deep, three-level routes on third and extra-long situations. The mental load is doubling every single time these guys step onto the grass. If Watson is already throwing interceptions and the offense is committing 9 pre-snap penalties in lightweight shells, the fully padded, high-contact practices could completely break whatever confidence he has left. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders is absorbing this incredibly complex scheme like a sponge, stacking successful days, and undeniably winning the ultimate respect of the locker room. The writing is officially on the wall in Cleveland. Money might guarantee your contract in this league, but it cannot protect your starting job from a rookie who simply refuses to miss.